name is Ben Mathis, and I'm with ROW, Rivers of the World. From Africa to Asia and all across the Americas, we use rivers as a way to get to people whenever we can. We go down a remote jungle river, we camp out in the bush, and we ask, what's the toughest thing about living here, and what do you want to do about it? And we make it very clear. It's your country, it's your people, it's your village, it's your tribe, but it can be our problem. Now, what's the problem and what do we do about it? So because we ask, we get into some very interesting situations. We do everything from classic one-on-one evangelism all the way to academic scientific research, nation building, health, education, clean water, everything designed to bring people closer to Jesus Christ. Today we're going to share a few countries with you. We're going to start in one of my favorites. It's called the Congo. I know you'll enjoy this. We are flying to the very center of the Congo, and we will be on the Sankuru River in a dugout canoe called Mama Jean. Our team is heading to the village of Lusambo, where Umba Ngandu and his wife Ejene are going to take us to see some very special friends in a place that they call the Home for the Poors. So good to see you. Yeah, this is my girl. Years ago, we brought these walking sticks. They came from upstate New York. And I bet it was 1999 we taught people to walk with these when they couldn't walk before, and she's still using it. This is my favorite place in the world. We call this the Al Kretsch home after a friend of mine. And it's a very, very special place with folks that we have loved for a long time. And you help us do it. God bless you for that.
And
this is all happy and exciting.
Gloves we bought for them.
Oh, yeah. The clothes, the mattresses, the food, the walking sticks. This is just one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. Let's look around and see some more of our friends. Come on, Baba. Come on, Baba. Who else is here? This is a place that's just filled with hope. That's what I want you to know. These are friends of mine for 12 years, and we help provide food, and we help pray for them, and clothing and things. That's not a big deal, but we need your help doing it. This is a very special place. There's no sadness here. These are folks who love the Lord and love to celebrate it, and it's a chance for us to celebrate their faith. If you've ever met people who had nothing but hope, they're right here. And their hope is in the name of Christ, and their hope is that you will help them, and I really appreciate that. I got to go. This is too much fun. I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Thank you again, Dean, Bible, please.
Bible? Yeah. Okay.
We have just been welcomed by the chief in this village who's really hip. He's thrilled that we had a chance to visit the school. He's excited we're going to show a film about Jesus. But more than anything else, he wants one of our Mega Voice digital Bibles, so we're going to give him one before anybody else. This is so cool. We got one right down here. Julia's got one for me to hand over to the chief. It's going to be a lot of fun showing him this. Mega Voice makes a solar-powered Bible that changes the world for people. We can get this in almost every single language in the world, and statistically, 72 people will be led to Christ during the lifetime of one of these Bibles. And we're going to start by sharing the gospel with the chief in this village. Isn't that cool? Well, I don't know about you, but after all that singing, I'm ready to take a cruise. We built this ship upside down on a sandbar in the middle of the war, rolled her off on logs, shoved her in the river, and we use her to get us to the ends of the earth. When we can't do that, we use a dugout canoe to share the gospel with folks in the Congo.
Believe it or not, we tried to get everybody to line up, but it just couldn't happen. We made it to the village, and it was tough to do. We got to deliver books and Bibles and the love of the Lord. I wouldn't trade this for anything.
Umba's wife, Ejene, is quite a preacher, and just like her husband, Umba Ngandu, Ejene can preach in 9 different languages. Think about the impact she has. In fact, she preaches a different sermon every single day. Let's celebrate with some wonderful music led by our precious friend Umba. It's pretty difficult to watch. Julia is handing out school supplies to children, and look how desperate they are for these things. Have you ever really been hungry? I mean, so hungry that it just pushed you, and you did things you never thought you would do. Well, what you just saw is a bunch of kids who are hungry to learn. They have no paper, they have no pencils, they've got no crayons. The great thing is, this is nothing. We can do this. They don't have seats to sit on. We can do that. They ain't got chairs. We can do that. They ain't got desks. We can do that. Say this with me. We can do that. It's that simple. But what you just saw is children who are so hungry to learn. Gosh, let's give them a chance to learn. Wasn't that music wonderful? I love to hear the voices of people all around the world as they lift their songs in praise to the Lord. I just love that. I hope you do too. Now we're getting ready to go to a different country. We're going to Vietnam. And in Vietnam, it's difficult to witness publicly for Christ. And that means you need to be sensitive to the cultural, the government, the traditional issues that face this country. The goal is to be successful. The goal is to share the compassion, the joy, and the love of Jesus Christ in such a way that people come to you and say, why are you here and why are you doing this? And then you can legally answer the question. Let's go to Vietnam. Few countries are as beautiful as Vietnam. From the oceans and the mountains to the way people paddle their boats, it's just breathtaking. It's a fun place to visit. You got to be kind of careful when you get into the traffic. It's just overwhelming. But you know, when you get out into the countryside, it's peaceful, it's a beautiful country, and it's filled with people who are so sweet and loving. So our strategy has been to start with the very youngest. Go and visit children who've been abandoned or who have no one. Build up some of their orphanages, and we try to provide children with the things they need, like a bicycle. That's the difference in a child going to school or not in this part of the world. School can be miles away. Or we try to help out in a kindergarten with school supplies or clothing or clean water for the children. Sometimes we even venture a little farther and head to the coast, which means heading through some jungles and getting on a boat and filling that boat with supplies. We go to an island that's off the coast of Vietnam near a place called Da Nang. The island is the home of people and their families who've been affected by a disease that's called Hansen's disease. We may know it as leprosy. We can distribute supplies for these folks. We can take them food and medicine. We can pray with them. We can celebrate with those folks any way we want to. It's a difficult place. Sometimes it's sad. Sometimes children suffer. But it's a wonderful opportunity for us to share the gospel with those precious people. And sometimes we get to be a part of the underground church. We have delivered Bibles and wrote T-shirts, of course, to the church. And we even helped build a church. I want you to listen to these children sing. My friend almost went to jail for baptizing this precious woman, but we must do what Christ calls us to do in the beautiful and mystical country of Vietnam. You know, you can't help but love Vietnam. What a magnificent country. I want to make a point real quickly. Missions is not just about going to another country and sharing the gospel. Missions is also about going to another country and partnering with Christians who are already there to learn the best ways to share the love and the compassion, the good news of Jesus Christ. I know of no country that does it better than Brazil. The enthusiasm, the joy, and the music of the Christians in that country is just contagious. You're going to love this. Let's go head down the Amazon. Our ship pulls out of the harbor in Manaus, Brazil, and away we go. The first thing that happens is we all meet on the main deck and we form a circle, hold hands, and we pray. We're heading down the Amazon, maybe down the Rio Negro, and we're going to meet people we've never met before. We're sharing a boat with people we don't know. They're Brazilian and we're Americans. They don't know us, we don't know them, but we know that we are bound together in the love of Jesus Christ. What a great way to start an incredible adventure. When you pull up into a village, we offload, and gosh, that's a challenge. We always take so many supplies with us, whether that's school supplies, musical instruments, cases of Bibles, solar light bulbs. I mean, the list just goes on, and then we kick it off with some great music. Let's listen to what the girls have to sing. Oh, once the singing's done, the floor show starts. 1, 2, 3. Aren't they great? You know, everything happens along the river in Brazil, whether that's commerce, whether it's living your life, or whether it's pulling the boat up to a village where we're always greeted with open arms. People are so kind, and they line up beautifully because we have a clinic on the boat. There's a dental unit that does an amazing job. I know this is painful to watch, but that little boy was so brave, and he didn't make a sound. He's got a bad tooth, and if the dentist doesn't come to see him, things are going to get bad. We also eat some interesting things in Brazil, and mainly you find incredible seafood. I guess it's river food, really. Fish that comes right up out of the Amazon. We can eat that rascal for the better part of a week. Wow. School supplies are important in this part of the world, and it's a joy for us to be able to share with families who really don't have much. And what we do, paper, pencils, crayons, sugarless gum. Churches in America make those kits for us, and we hand them out to all the kids, and even occasionally some of the pets that people have a chance to see and be seen by us. What a sweet little boy. This is a great place to do missions. People love the Lord and they love to hear about Jesus, and it's always fun to end our trip by sailing back to Manaus, getting there just about sunset. Hey, why don't you come join us on the Amazon River, and let's serve the Lord together in Brazil. Watching an organization grow is always encouraging and exciting, and Maggie Carruth has just joined us as our newest staff member. Share some of what you'll be doing for Row.
Sure. I'm really excited. I'm going to be doing something called a college tour. So I'll be talking to different college teams throughout the Southeast, maybe even go venture out west some. But the idea is to get these college kids invested in Row. Obviously, you know, living in this decade, social media plays a really big role in an organization's growth and the face time that they get. So the idea is to revamp the social media presence, really focusing on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, and even LinkedIn, just to really get some more face time with other people, as many people as we can.
So using the internet to tell the story of Row.
Exactly.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
Well, we've got a lot to learn and a lot to experience. It's going to be fun watching her develop this part of our wonderful ministry called Row.
Hi, my name is Lauren LaRochelle, and I've been working with Row for about 7 years now. I do a lot of different jobs for them, but my main focus is travel coordination. And we work with the local churches here that we send on mission trips, as well as coordinating with our country staff and making sure that the projects are ready for them and that everything is in order when the teams get there and that it's a smooth week for everybody. There's a lot of details that go into planning a trip for Row. From starting to working with the churches and the organizations that we're sending and making sure that they have all the information that they need, and to working with our in-country staff and that the projects are ready, booking the hotels, the flights, the transportation, all the while keeping in mind that in these places hardly anything goes as planned, and being able to stay flexible and being prepared for just about anything to happen. My favorite thing about Row is, in a nutshell, our mission. Going down and helping the people with their greatest need and finding a solution that's going to work for them and with them. And I encourage you to join a trip. if you've never seen any of this kind of part of the world before, come down with us, see it for yourself, and see what we're all about and why we do what we do.
So for the last 19 years, Roe has done phenomenal one-off projects. We build an orphanage there, we build a school over there, we have different projects and initiatives. But the future of Roe is a more holistic model where we will actually sit down with indigenous leaders on the front end and look at 6 different pillars of holistic care to help move them from extreme poverty to self-sustainability. That process may take a lot of resources, it may take a lot of time, but we'll be investing in things like water and sanitation and food and agriculture and medical care and community economic development and the spiritual condition. And as we invest in all those different areas of the people's lives in these really remote parts of the world, remote villages along the rivers that Roe serves, we'll be devising the strategy, we'll be doing a deep dive assessment on the front end with those indigenous leaders, and we'll develop the roadmap, frankly, for taking them from poverty to self-sustainability. Then we'll bring in the resources and the people to help make that possible in partnership with those indigenous leaders and indigenous people, and actually watch as they move from poverty to self-sustainability over the course of those years.
Well, my name is Chris Price. I'm an ordained Presbyterian minister like Ben Mathis, and I've known Ben since, the mid-70s. It's been that long since we were in seminary together. I've been on Roe's board since 1995. I was on the original Rivers of the World trip to Zaire in '95. What I like about Roe, maybe more than anything else, is the fact that we insert ourselves in places that nobody else goes. We find places around the world that are desperate and hard to get to. We use rivers as means of transportation because roads oftentimes are non-existent. And we get ourselves into those places where the needs are deep and people are in trouble, and Roe takes a personal stake in all of that. So we care about those people that nobody else can or will get to or touch with the Word of God and with medical help, whatever we bring. I hope that if you're considering a place to put your time, your investment of money, your faith, your hope, that you'll consider Rivers of the World. It does things, as I said, that nobody else will do. And it offers a return to those who will invest in it and keep up with it of an immense satisfaction for things, that people that are touched and helped and loved and sometimes made to be able literally to live from the fact that we're there. So please consider that. Keep us in your prayers. Let your thoughts and hopes and prayers be with us. We appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Roe goes where other people won't go, can't go. And Roe cares about people's physical, spiritual, emotional needs. Roe cares about the whole person. Carries the gospel of Jesus in every way possible. With words, with video, with medicine, with food, with laughter, with fun, with music. They go where others won't go. If you love Jesus, if you love people, if you want an adventure, this is the place to be. You need to check out Roe, go on a trip with them, get involved with them. It'll change your life, and God will use you to change other people's lives.
So you've heard some great stories and met some of the people that make Roe happen, but the real people that make Roe happen is people like you, and we need people, money and stuff. People to go, money to help fund what we do, and just stuff like medical supplies and different things like that that we bring into the jungles and the places we serve. So if you want to help Roe, go to our website. It's row.org, ROW.org. Thanks.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our time together. It's been an opportunity for us to share the ministry of Rivers of the World with you, but more than that, we hope that we place upon your heart a burden of hope. Recognize that all around the world, Jesus Christ is being shared in ways that are exciting, challenging, and very much alive. My name is Ben Mathis, and I'll close by asking something special from you from now on. Whenever you cross a river, please pray for those who serve on the rivers of the world. God bless you, and thank you very much.